Good afternoon, good evening, or good morning. This is Roger Gilbert. I'm reporting for International Aquafeed magazine, and I'm standing in San Diego, in California, at the WAS, the World Aquaculture Society's event, Aquaculture America 2022. And I have the pleasure to be in the company of Dr. Scott Tilton. And Dr. Scott Tilton works for the Andersons, and he is their food animal nutritionist and technical sales advisor for the Ethanol Group. Welcome, Dr. Scott.
Well, thank you, Roger. It's great to be here, enjoying the show, and getting back and seeing some of the research the universities are putting out here, as well as technology in the aquaculture industry.
And technology is what it's all about. And I have a couple of questions for you on that front. What's your company up to in terms of distillers grains?
One of the things we're looking very carefully at, and actually in production and doing, is starting to make higher protein ingredients out of some of these ethanol plant co-products. So we're now making products that are 40 and 50% protein that have opportunity to go into diets where traditional DDGS have not typically been used. So,
and is aquaculture a target?
Aquaculture is certainly one of those targets, and we're seeing great results in some of the research we're doing in many species, ranging from rainbow trout to shrimp, tilapia, and even with our the 40% protein, we're even seeing some success in some catfish diets.
And are you interested in other species, like I'm thinking of pet?
We certainly are looking at pet food as well as poultry applications for this product. So, like I said, typically places where our normal DDGS products were not highly used.
Yeah, and DGS has a history, or had a history in the past, of fluctuating in quality. I mean, is this an issue that you've addressed in your new products?
Yes, it very much is, in that historically DDGS was just the pile of stuff that came out of the plant. As we're looking at doing the efforts to split that into a high protein pile, we're also implementing quality control procedures around that product and branding those products to make sure we're holding it up to those standards.
Yeah.
So, you know, the 40% protein product is guaranteed, as a 39% protein minimum in terms of analysis going out the door, and that plant is actually running analyses on samples during production to confirm that that product is being made to specifications.
And looking at the market for these products, is that just North America you're targeting?
No, the Andersons is a large international player, and these products are finding their way into international markets, primarily through container-based shipping routes, but that's many cases is due just to the availability of volume to ship. That doesn't make sense to try and fill a full hold on a vessel with the volumes these protein products we're looking at using.
And what would be a minimum order, do you think, internationally?
Internationally, I would say we would be looking at somewhere between 100 and 250 tons as a minimum order into various markets.
And that just begs the question, I mean, how long have these products been in production?
In our system, we have been about a year and a half now that we have been making the 50% protein, and a little bit less in terms of timeline that the 40% protein products have been in production. With that, we started making product and then started to develop some of our research base around it too. So gradually getting enough of data that it's going to make it interesting in terms of end users to try and look at it in their products.
And a question I have, we don't need to go into the detail, but with a specific amino acids, are there any limitations that you have on the product?
Amino acid wise, one of the things, because there's a high yeast content in there, typically we think of corn as being very low in lysine content, but with the yeast contribution, these products are getting up much higher lysine content than typical corn proteins. So our 50% protein product, as an example, is ending up with a 2% lysine content, which you compare that to a corn gluten meal, which is higher protein but still has about half of that lysine.
Yeah, very good. And finally, I mean, is this just one production plant? Or are you looking at extending output?
As an industry, we have one production plant for each of these two protein products. We are looking and evaluating opportunities for others, as well as we have several other ethanol plants in the U.S. industry that are looking at various protein separation technologies, whether it's the same technology that we're using or whether it's alternatives. But as a whole, there's over 200 ethanol plants in the U.S., and we're reaching a point today where between the various technologies that are present, there's probably about 10% of those plants that are producing some sort of a high protein product.
Yeah. Excellent. I mean, fabulous opportunity for the aquafeed industry, which is what this interview is all about. But thank you very much for all those explanations, and good luck with future production.
Well, thank you, Roger, and hopefully some of your viewers are also going to be interested and can reach out to us and we can talk more.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Scott.
Thank you.